Are you struggling with how to price your furniture flips? How do you decide on a fair price? Well, today I am here to give you advice on how to price your furniture flips. So first off, you need to decide how much money that you put into the piece of furniture that you redid. How much did you pay for the piece? How much did you spend on paint, primer, sealer, hardware, painting supplies, all sorts of stuff? You need to figure out how much total you spent to redo the piece of furniture. After you have done that, you need to figure out how much time you have spent on redoing the piece. If you can, like maybe set a timer on your phone to just keep track of the total time that you put into a piece of furniture. Although I will admit that I do not normally keep track of my time, but I kind of have a general estimated idea about how long it took me. I try to. But it is good if you can keep track of your time to know how many hours that you have into that particular piece. Next, you need to decide how much you want to get paid by the hour. This is something that's a little difficult for some people. You do need to value your time. A lot of people are looking for a deal, so they don't care that you spent 5 hours on the piece of furniture. They really don't care, but you need to value your time. You need to figure out, if it did take you 5 hours, how much do you want to get paid an hour? Do you want to make minimum wage, or do you want to be making $20 to $30 an hour? You need to figure out how much money you need to make a profit to be worth your time. Moving on. Second thing that will factor into pricing your furniture is the quality of your furniture. If your furniture is solid wood, then it is going to be much more valuable than a cheap manufacturer press board or veneer or laminate piece. So figure out what your furniture is made out of and factor that into pricing your furniture. Next, you do need to figure out that your skill level. If you are a beginner and you made some mistakes on your furniture flip, things that you look back and be like, oh, I probably should have done this, probably would have done that differently. If things aren't real smooth, if there's streaks and stuff, be sure to factor that in. For me, I do not consider myself an expert. I consider myself a beginner or a step up from the beginner. It seems like every time I do a piece of furniture, after I'm done, I'm like, oh, I should have done that differently. I shouldn't have done that that way. Why did I do that like that? So I do try to factor that into my price point. I realize I am not an expert furniture painter, so I try to have the price of my furniture reflect that as well. But you do you. If you feel like you are doing a great job on your pieces, then go for it. You be sure to charge your skill level. Next, so one of the biggest, most frustrating part of pricing furniture, it all depends on your location. I have had people comment on my YouTube videos and be like, you so underpriced that, you need to be asking so much more, people are getting such a steal of a deal. And it's like, yeah, maybe if you live in New York City, but I live in East Tennessee in a very rural area. People around here are looking for a steal of a deal. Also, I live kind of out here in the middle of nowhere, so I do realize that people that are willing to pay a little bit more live about an hour away, and most people are not willing to drive an hour to go pick up a piece of furniture, but some are. I have had some people drive an hour and a half to buy my furniture, but just realize your location does make a huge difference in pricing your pieces. Also, you will need to test out your market. Check out Facebook Marketplace. Look through different apps, selling apps and stuff. See what is selling in your area and the price points that similar items are selling for in your area. I sell a majority of my furniture through Facebook Marketplace, as that does have a lot of traffic in this area. There are different selling apps, different sites you can sell on, such as Craigslist, OfferUp. I'm sure there's other ones, but I do use OfferUp and Facebook Marketplace, but I have my most success through Facebook Marketplace. So once you have figured out what all money you have into the piece of furniture and how much time that you have and how much you want to make an hour, figure out how much your furniture is worth. Also with your area, similar listings and what they have sold for. Add that all up and figure out what you want to list your piece of furniture. So what I like to do is I like to have my baseline price of what I need to get out of a piece of furniture to make a profit. Then I like to add a little bit more. So for example, these two pieces of furniture behind me, this matching dresser set. I want to make $300 on them, but I went ahead and listed them at $395 just to test them out to see if I get any hits. If I do not receive any messages or any inquiries on these, then I know that I probably have priced them a little bit too high. So I'm just gonna drop that price and keep dropping it until I start getting some interest in the dressers. So when you are selling your furniture, a few things you want to remember is to take as good as quality pictures as you can. You can use your smartphone to take pictures. I normally do use my iPhone to take pictures for my listing, but I like to use as much lighting as I can. I like to do it on a brighter day. I like to put it on a blank white wall. One editing app that I like to use to take pictures of my furniture is PhotoRoom. It is a really easy app to use. You just snap a picture of your furniture and it just automatically deletes the background around your furniture. It's super easy and it is also free. So check out the App Store for that. I do have some lighting that I use. I just try to make it as light as possible. That is key to good pictures. You can also go into your photos on your phone or on a different editing app and just brighten that photo up, get it as bright as possible so that the customer can see all of the fine details. So also another tip, when you list your item, be sure to list any flaws that are in the furniture. Also list your measurements, although I will say the majority of the time people do not read your listing and they will go ahead and message you and ask you for measurements. So there's that. But do take the time and write out a nice listing description and give your measurements and all of the details. If there is any issues with the furniture, be sure to include that. Just try to be as honest and straightforward about your furniture as you can. So once you have listed it, now what? You have to wait for the right buyer to come along, and sometimes that is very frustrating. Depending on your piece, sometimes you have people that immediately want to buy it, and others that are super unique pieces, it is going to take the right buyer to come along, and sometimes you just have to wait it out. So that is all I have for you guys today. I hope this information was informative. I do know that pricing furniture can be a little bit of a struggle, and there is really no straight answer on how to price your furniture. You just have to figure it out for yourself and trial and error, check out your marketplace, see how it sells. And sometimes you will list something and it will sell immediately and you're like, wow, I should have asked a lot more for that. And other times you will list things and it was too high and it will sit for weeks and weeks and months and not sell. But that's just part of the game. You just have to see what works for you. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it was informative. If you like furniture flipping and you like this video, be sure to hit the subscribe button down below. I do share a lot of furniture flipping videos along with crafting, home decor, home renovations, and all sorts of stuff. So if you are interested in things like that, be sure to subscribe, and I will see you guys in a later video. Bye.